The lesson for today is going to be about how we combine some of these consonants in Hebrew that normally don't combine in English. You might be familiar with this. When I say cluster, I just mean that these consonants go one after the other. There is no vowel in between them. Just like in English, we have many clusters. S and T come together very often. So let's call this three different categories. The first category are sounds that are really exactly the same. A word like stam in Hebrew would be a consonant cluster. Technically, stam by itself means just or simply only, and often slang-wise we can say stam to mean just kidding. Stam ani tzochek. Stam is samechtaf. Super simple. Sta. We're not worried about that. The second category of clusters are sounds that we have and pretty easy sounds to create individually, but they don't really go together in English. One example of that is the plural of the word sefer, sfarim. And you might notice this happens with a lot of different nouns in Hebrew, where the singular is kind of one thing and then the plural or the feminine form just kind of pushes things together, changes the vowel setup, and therefore makes it harder for us to pronounce. So this second group of words, it comes from sefer becoming sfarim. The cluster is not stressed, so it's sfa. Say that with me. S and F together. When do you do that in English? You know, it's an Italian thing. We say like sfortunato or sforzando, but you don't do that in English. You could argue that you can just put any two words that end with an S and begin with an F. So for example, she meets frequently with her boss. She meets frequently. These sounds are, of course, the same. Meets frequently, but you wouldn't put them together actively in your head. You wouldn't think, okay, that's an S and then an F. But anyway, sfarim is important to pronounce as that cluster, and we don't want to say sefarim. Sfarim, sfa is the goal. We need to pronounce that as sfa. One trick might be to focus more on the second letter than the first, making sure we hear that F sound is important. Sfa. Another one that might be easy to pronounce but not common in English is the number 3. The masculine form is shlosha. Shlosha. If you're saying it the same way as in English, shlo. This is going to be a tricky thing to talk about too, but I'll just skip over this by just saying that SHL is probably good enough. Shlo. I don't say it the same way exactly. Shlo. You get the point. It's pushing the SH and the L together. Shlosha. Same thing with shalom. Shalom changes to shlom when you're talking about somebody else's piece. So if I said, Ma shlom Abba, how's your dad? Ma shlom Ruven, Ma shlomcha, we also do that too. Shlom, shlosha, shla. The third group of consonant clusters you'll find are actually really hard to do in English. We don't normally do them at all, and so I wanted to bring those up to your attention. What if I gave you the word here for traffic, or a clog, or a cork? Okay, kuf. Again, it means a cork, like you put in a bottle of wine, but it's super commonly used as a traffic jam, even in the plural. Pekuf. How would you pronounce this? Looking at this for the first time, you might be like, pakek, pakak. Hopefully those are the first two things you think of. But you look it up and you'll see that there are the 2 dots underneath the pe, the 2 dots, the vertical dots. We call this shva. But the word is pronounced pakak, or pakakim, pakak. It's not pakak, kak. The P is soft. The K is soft. And when I say soft, I mean unaspirated. We're not doing this p-k sound. It's more of a p and a g. Kakim. So that's weird. That's a weird thing to do, right? Saying a P and a K one after the other. And it's not exactly the same in English. In English, you would probably not pronounce the P. You might say keep kicking. You might not pronounce the P. Keep kicking. Come to think of it, this might be a good example. We don't want to hear it so pronounced. It's not keep kicking. It's just keep kick. So try that. Keep kicking, keep kak, and then you get that word out. Did you know we have a Hebrew pronunciation course? That's right, if you like this tip, we have a whole comprehensive course filled with lessons just like it, lots of practice videos, and even documents you can download, audio guides, everything you'd need to sound even more natural in Hebrew. The link's in the description below, and hope to see you there. For now, just click one of these videos. They're related in content. That one's pretty good.